Hello, welcome to the Courageous Self-Care podcast. I'm your host, Christina Marlette. On this show, we get into self-care that is transformational, and that means it is more than just caring for your body. It is caring for your emotions, it's caring for your spirit, it's caring for all the parts of you that you cannot see, the energy of you, in addition to your amazing, beautiful temple where you keep your soul. It is all encompassing. And the reason I love to share about self-care in this way is because I used to just pay attention to my body and eat well and exercise and sleep well and hydrate. And I still didn't have the energy I was seeking. And I still had all of these major problems that I didn't even know I was experiencing. And it wasn't until I went to the inside that I realized, oh, this is what's going on. And it's been so transformational for me that I decided I wanted to share that with other people. And so Courageous Self-Care was born. Let's see. Now, part of the values for Courageous Self-Care are connection and community. And although I have a lot of fun connecting online, I thought last year I would love to see some of these people who are also interested in courageous self-care in person. That would be amazing if we could hug each other and we could look into each other's eyes and we could have each other's energy in the same space. And so I created the Courageous Self-Care Festival. I decided last year that I would do another one, so here we are, and I'm doing a series of insider interviews because the speakers and some of the vendors at the festival are just too good to keep to that single day and too good to keep in our locale of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and so I wanted to share them with you. Today I have with me Sam Bell. Sam is speaking at the festival. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Thank you, Christina. I'm excited.
I'm excited too for this and for the festival. Oh, so much goodness coming our way.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you love to do.
Oh, I am primarily now a relationship coach, and my niche is really assisting mothers and daughters who may have difficult or even toxic relationships.
I bet there are just a few people out there who have that problem.
Just a few. It's a taboo. We don't like to talk about it, you know.
Right.
Society loves us to think that all mothers and daughters are all pink fluffy clouds, and we're not.
No, you're so right. And yeah, it's true that you want everything to seem like it's going well with your mom or with your daughter, and there probably aren't a whole lot of people who are helping with this specific topic. So why is this important to you, Sam? And I assume this is what you're talking about at the festival, but if I'm wrong, correct me and get me back on track.
Absolutely. Well, obviously it's important for me because of my story. And whenever I speak publicly, I do share my story of being the daughter of a narcissistic mother. But for the festival, I have decided to look at the rise of the divine feminine, because we're all talking about that at the moment, and the downfall of the patriarchy, which is so much fun at the moment because we have one or two patriarchal figures, shall we say, maybe politics, that are really bringing a few things to the surface. So mixed with a little bit of humor and also some very deep, meaningful shares from me, I'm going to be talking about how the patriarchy has affected our mothers. And now as daughters, we're really all jumping on this divine feminine. What is divine feminine? So they'll be finding out a little bit more about that. How can we embrace the divine feminine and our self-care? So I'll be delving into that a little bit. It's just going to be juicy. And I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm covered in goosebumps, which I call truth bumps. So clearly this is information that is so important to get out there. And what I want to ask you, Sam, is why is it so important that we embrace the divine feminine?
So the divine feminine is all about balance. I mean, lots of people think that divine feminine is all about the woman. It isn't. It's men and women. The divine feminine is that balance of our male and our female energy. The work that I do is very often dealing with the fallout when somebody has gone too far into their male energy. And very often that can be men or women, but that is the epitome of the patriarchy. So the divine feminine is really to embrace it, is to embrace those qualities within all of ourselves, and find that balance. That's so important. The other thing is, it's just so wonderful being a woman now in this day and age, and really being able to use our feminine leadership. What is feminine leadership? How do we bring that to the fore in our careers, in our relationships, in our businesses, and break through that threshold? It's just wonderful. I subject. I could go on forever.
I know. I love talking about finding that harmony between the masculine and feminine, because I used to be someone who was totally in the masculine. I didn't even know that there was a feminine.
Ditto.
Yeah, and then I swung all the way to the other side as soon as I found out there was another option. I was like, woohoo, I'm not planning anything. I'm just going to flow. Oh, family, sorry you didn't get any dinner today. I didn't feel like it. And I realized that doesn't work either.
I love the way you describe it, Christina. I've seen you on stage and I always giggle when I see you. But it's so true. It really is.
Yeah, so we can't be all in one or all in the other. We need to be on this nice little swing where we can go back and forth and access the best of each kind of energy to help us live a really full and whole life.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing that I love to talk about is narcissism, because it really has become a big buzzword. Oh, I've got a narcissistic partner, I've got a narcissistic parent, or she's a narcissist or a narc, and really we all have a narcissist within us. And that is very much when we go full on into our masculine energy, that patriarchal energy. And we should be able to go into that and come out of it as any situation requires us to. And that is the emotional balance. That is the psychological balance that is healthy, to be able to move within those roles appropriately. It's only when we actually get into that role and we get stuck in it, like I was for many, many years, that it becomes really unhealthy, not only for ourselves, but for everybody around us. So, yeah.
It's going to be a great talk. I'm super excited to hear it. And what I want to do now is dive a little bit deeper into courageous self-care. So I'm curious, what does self-care mean to you, Sam?
Self-care, to me, it's the feeling. It's not the action, and I love when you say about, treating yourself to a box of chocolates, or in my case, a bottle of red wine or bubble bath and what have you. Those are all actions, but it's really, what is a courageous self-care? It's that feeling. And I know when I have that feeling, sometimes it might be spending 2 hours working at my computer on my business, it makes me feel so damn good. And I know that I've done something for me. Courageous self-care can be somewhere that you don't expect it to be. And that's okay, because it's the feeling.
Yeah, I love that you define it that way. And you're right. It's not about, self-care is really personal. And so for you, taking a couple of hours and working on your business feels amazing. For someone else who's stuck in a soul-sucking job, that might not be the case.
Exactly.
And so it's really finding out what it is that lights you up and makes you feel good. And it might be having a chocolate now and again, or it might be going and getting a pedicure. And at the same time, it's so much broader than that. It could be working to shift a limiting belief that's been holding you back for decades. All of these things really fall under the umbrella of self-care. And that's part of my mission with the festival, is to open up the participants to expand their minds as to what self-care actually is, because it's not a list of things to do, it's a way of being.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And now for the courage part, we would love to hear something that not a lot of people know about you.
Oh, well, I don't know if, I think I may have even mentioned this previously in a podcast with you, but I actually had social anxiety disorder in my late teens and into my early adulthood. And I actually didn't have a diagnosis of that until I actually did some EMDR therapy 7 years ago. But for me, that social anxiety disorder was very, very real. And I remember once my career at that time was really my shelter. I'm a nurse, and I was actually working in nursing management, and I was actually asked to do a presentation in front of 800 people down in London in the UK, and that was when I was riddled with my anxiety. I look back at that and I think, oh my God, girl, you did it. Now I can stand in front of whoever and talk, and I feel confidence. But that moment was real courage. You know, it was true courage to stand in the face of my anxiety and do that.
Wow. Well, yeah, that sounds like if you can do that, you can do pretty much anything.
Yeah, I hope so. But it was interesting because that memory only came back to me when I was looking through the questions, and yeah, that was really courageous. I'd never really thought about that moment before. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's hard enough for people without a disorder to get up on stage and speak.
No.
Yeah. And then there are those of us like me, and you said 800 people. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I would love that.
And that would be me now, you know.
Yes.
I'm envisioning that room is going to be full. There are going to be people standing at the door because they want to hear me talk. And
yes.
I'm like, a whole 360-degree turnaround for me. It's amazing.
Yeah. And what I want to highlight about that is it takes courage to change fundamental parts about you, but you never have to stay the same. There's nothing about you that can't change. And it is, I love that we are at choice on how we decide to show up. And so if something is plaguing you now, like a disorder or something with health or whatever, dear listeners, it doesn't have to be that way. It is always within your power to change it. You can always change your attitude towards things, and that is the first step. So, Sam, thank you for sharing that.
I'll just mention something there now because you've triggered something there for me.
Yes.
The other thing is in my work, is very people talk about transformation. You're not necessarily transforming into somebody different.
No.
You are actually becoming the person that you truly are, that authentic self. So my social anxiety was a result of, the way that I was brought up. My complex PTSD was as a result of my background. So all I've done in my healing is I've peeled away all those layers and all those disorders and got back to that little girl that first came into this world, who is confident and fun and happy. It's all about getting back to being your true, authentic self. And we can all do that.
Yeah, becoming more of who you actually are.
Exactly.
Yeah, good point. Thanks for sharing that. So I know, Sam, that people who are listening are like, oh, I have a narcissist for a mother. Oh my gosh, my relationship is terrible. What is this divine feminine? How do I get more info? And so how can people who are not able to attend the festival connect with you?
Absolutely. So I'm actually going through a little bit of a rebrand at the moment. So the website is under construction, but the best way to find me is social media at Sam Bell Inspired. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even on LinkedIn, or send me an email, sam@sambellinspired.com. I love authentic connections. I love to empower women and talk to you one-on-one, because sometimes there are things that you don't really want to share. And, if somebody does reach out to me, I just want to say that it is in complete confidence.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Woo. All right. And what I want to offer you is if you are local here in Calgary or nearby or willing to get yourself here for the festival on Saturday, November 16th, 2019, I would love to gift you a ticket. We have sponsors for the event and there are tickets available. And so if you are listening and you're thinking, yes, this sounds like what I need, then please go to selfcareticket.com. The link is in the show notes, and get yourself a ticket. You just click on any of the activate your ticket buttons and you will be able to come as a guest. And you're also welcome to, or if you already have a ticket, you're welcome to extend that offer to a stressed out, burnt out friend or colleague or mom or sister. The more women we can get into the room, and enlightened men are welcome too, the more people we can get into the room who are looking for new strategies and solutions around being a whole, fully integrated person who remembers who they are at the core. Oh my gosh, we're going to send a ripple of awesomeness out into the world when we start implementing these strategies. So I do encourage you to attend if you can't. So sad for you, but at least you can listen to these interviews and get a little bit of wisdom here and the opportunity to connect with our speakers and vendors by following up on their offers. And Sam, did you want to say something about leaving a comment?
Yeah, absolutely. So once Christina posts this, you'll have the opportunity to comment. And if you pop in the comments there, your preference, I will either gift you my new little booklet dealing with a difficult or toxic mother, which is a daughter's guide. And you can pick that up at the festival itself. Or you can contact me at sam@sambellinspired.com, or put that little note in the comments, and I will gift you a 30-minute discovery session. So, yeah.
Wow, that sounds awesome. If you found this on Facebook, go ahead and comment there. If you're on the Spreaker website, you can leave a comment there. If you're on LinkedIn or Twitter, or where else could this be? Instagram, leave a comment and Sam will reach out to you. Right, Sam?
Absolutely.
Okay. It'd be beautiful.
My pleasure. Yay!
Well, this has been delightful. Like I said, I'm so looking forward to hearing more about the patriarchy and its dissolution and the divine feminine coming in at the festival. It's going to be very stimulating.
It is. Lovely. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thanks for being here. And listeners, wherever you are in the world, this podcast goes out to over 30 countries. And I am so grateful that you are here, that you took time out of your day to educate yourself and to learn some new strategies, such as self-care is about feeling, not doing. Mm-hmm. Even if you just use that idea, you can completely shift how you're showing up in the world. So great info from Sam. And today I'm going to give you super secret bonus points to life for showing up and listening. So you get a handful of those, and they are going to come in handy when you least expect it. I look forward to connecting with you again next time. Bye-bye for now.